you ready?
Nope.
Put quarters in it.
Yes.
Okay.
Go.
Okay. Here we go. Make sure it's got the line through it.
Sunday mornings at 9.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee with Bud and Bigddadysauce. Good morning, Big Daddy. How are you today?
Good morning. How is everybody?
I'm doing well. How was your weekend?
Wasn't too terribly bad.
That's good to hear. Good to hear. You staying warm in your neck of the woods?
Sure am. Kind of snowing out there, but we'll
Oh,
deal with it. It's winter up here.
good to hear. It's pretty warm down here in South Texas. We had a little cold front move in, dropped the temperatures down into the low 60s for a high. Today's episode is brought to you by Unique Auto Works, or excuse me, Unique Waterworks, August 5 Designs, Eastside Engine Works, and Dragon Magic Productions. Well, we've got a pretty slow week. Came by
Ramping up for the season. We're only a few weeks out.
20 some days away. Countdown continues.
And we had a practice race last night. We did cup cars, league settings. Only one AI in the race, and we were at what track were we at?
Charlotte.
Charlotte. Yeah. You joined us on that one.
Sure did. It was nice.
People were
Hadn't been
having
in the
problems.
driver's seat in a month.
Yeah, people were having problems getting their cars set up for that. It, the only good takeaway for that is at least people were trying to get a setup put in, and took some
Right.
time and effort.
I
And
think about halfway through the race, folks started settling in with what they had figured out on their cars, and it made things just a little bit better. I know Surfing Bird, it took him a minute to dial his car in, but he finally got it dialed in.
mhm.
And that's why we have these practice races to get gentlemen used to getting their cars dialed in. I know it's you get a base setup and you go to the track and then you race it and it just still doesn't feel right. So it takes a couple pit stops to adjust your tire pressure, adjust your wedge, get things where you like it, get it to rotate. Because last night I noticed my car developed a push as the race went on,
Oh, mine got loose as crap.
and yours got loose, and that's what I was kind of interested about because I'm sure my setup and your setup are different. So I was listening to the conversations of everybody. You know, some of them were talking about they were getting loose, but I was pushing. I was getting tighter entering the corner, and then I wasn't too loose off. And I kept hearing y'all talk about being loose. And I'm thinking, what are they doing?
Yeah, it was interesting to see how the cars reacted differently to everybody's setups. Um, but no, last night's race was a really rocky start once again. Even though we didn't only have but one AI in the race. Uh, had a couple disconnect, or we had a disconnect again last night, and hopefully those issues for those drivers get worked out. I know it's extremely frustrating for them, and we feel bad for them. It's going to be a really long season if people have those issues, and even though it's out of their control, kind of, sort of, and really out of our control, it makes for a rough time for everybody because we'd like to see everybody make every race and not disconnected, and see how the chips will really fall if everybody could make every race.
Here this weekend, didn't we have any disconnects other than the race that we had last night?
I don't know. I
I'm
didn't do
like
much racing
during the
throughout the
week during
week.
practice. Yeah.
So nothing much to tell from last night. Just kind of interesting for setups and stuff. It gives good ideas. It, Charlotte is a unique kind of a track. It can be loose coming out of different two and four differently.
I think four is the most complicated one that gets everybody.
Yeah, because you go right into a dog leg, and that wall kind of sticks out and bites you if you're not
hmm
careful.
And you have that little hump coming out of there, right
Hmm.
up at the tri-oval there, and it's
Texas does the same thing.
exactly. You get a
So
little close to that outside wall, and if you're on that throttle a little too hard, it'll rotate left a little more than you want to.
good thing is once we start the season up, people settle in and get their stuff rolling. And new game, new settings, different than what we're used to. So
Oh yeah.
just have to relax and take it easy. All right, we're gonna go ahead and talk about the website a little bit about the registration and the number selection. Bud, go ahead.
Alrighty. The number selection for the NASCAR season is underway. It will go until I believe the 23rd, 25th in that area. I'm not positive. But anyway, the number selection is available for view on the Discord. I do not have it for up yet for viewing on the website, and I need to get that up there so folks know what numbers are available. The numbers are available will be 1 through 99 in all four series. The garages, there are some garages of whom have already claimed their numbers. The drivers have claimed some numbers. I believe we have 17 drivers in each series thus far. And all of those drivers have claimed their numbers on the Discord. You can check out the available numbers. I will get those up on the website. That way, folks can see what is available to make their choice for their garage. When you do make your selection, please send your information to me personally, NVR Bud on Discord or DMP Bud 11 on PlayStation. I would like your card number, manufacturer, and the garage, name of your garage that you are affiliated with. And all of that information will get entered. And we have only a couple weeks left, about 2.5 weeks remaining until the start of the season. And number selection, so get your number selections in. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. Contact me personally, on the direct message on either PlayStation or Discord, or send me a message on the website, and I'll be glad to get back to you. NewVelocityRacing.com. Go check it out. It changes regularly. New music up on the New Velocity Music. So give it a check out and register and come hang out.
All right. Well, new website. Doing pretty good. How many hits we got on that already?
I checked last night and it was 1375.
Ooh, nice. Getting it out there. People going checking it out and getting their information. And I know a lot of drivers have been regularly hitting it up and getting their info. That's
All
good to see.
4 series rule book is up. You can view the rule book via the website. Each series has their tabs up. The team garages are still not listed yet, as they are incomplete. So when all the number selection is completed and everybody has selected their numbers, and I receive all the information from all team garages, then the team garage information will be available for reviewing.
All right, so now we're going to move on to a little bit of a NASCAR news since January is going to be a really hot month leading up to the Daytona 500. Lots of information coming and has been pulled out already. So some of the announcements we have a leadership change in NASCAR. Steve Phelps, NASCAR's commissioner, is stepping down. Um, the marking a significant shift after his transformative tenure. A lot of speculation of what went into the trial between 2311 Front Row Motorsports versus NASCAR, which got settled there a little while back. Some of the texts that he had posted out and did not look good and fare well with owners and drivers. So he will be moving on. I have no idea where he will be headed next, but no longer with NASCAR. So it'll be
Hmm,
interesting to see who they promote up into his position.
interesting.
Also, new championship format. NASCAR has confirmed changes to its playoff system for the 26th season and beyond, ending the current format after 12 years, with details expected tomorrow, I believe. I think a time has already been announced. So I'm hearing a lot of speculation that it's going to just be a 4 race playoff format, but we'll get more information tomorrow once they announce that. So stay tuned for that, all NASCAR fans. Be pretty interesting. Some other really interesting news here. Team Haas Factory Racing is switching from Ford to Chevrolet and partnering with Hendrick Motorsports for the 26th season, aiming for a greater performance. So
I
that's
believe they switched manufacturers specifically to work with that team.
well, Hendrick Motorsports, I believe, is one of the leading, if not the leading,
Hmm.
Chevrolet teams there in NASCAR. So it,
Absolutely.
it also is going to help Hendrick Motorsport too when a team like that branches out and gets other teams under their wings. Kind of they get more feedback than just under their own garage. So very interesting and very exciting news there for them. Other news: Brad Keselowski had suffered a serious femur fracture from a fall, but he plans to recover quickly. And in the meanwhile, at least for the exhibition clash race that starts the preseason, Corey LaJoie will be substituting for Brad. Interesting move there for a driver. And sub content in NASCAR news: Ram Trucks will sponsor a new reality show. Oh boy, a reality show.
Oh boy.
Race for the Seat is what it's going to be called. To find a 26 driver, a 2026 driver. Not really sure how that's all going to roll out and go down and where they're going to air that out and so
That
on and
would
so on.
be an interesting show to participate in, to be honest with you.
It might be interesting to watch too. I guess
Uh-huh.
we'll have to just stay tuned and find out what they're doing. The Xfinity Series, by the way, for everybody who's interesting, is no longer going to be called the Xfinity Series. It is now the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, which, if anybody follows me on my channel, knows that I had O'Reilly's Auto Parts and my NASCAR Sylvia sponsor when my team did auto parts sponsorships for one race during our NASCAR season.
And GT7.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So stay tuned for more NASCAR news. I mean, we're only like, what, a week or two into NASCAR, and there is much, much more coming.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Mark Burns, is Dodge coming back to NASCAR? I believe so. When we open up
I
the chat, we'll get with Driver X here shortly. Driver's been keeping up pretty good on some of it, and I think he's got other information he can add to the chat. He's pretty informative and keeps up with the driving series a little bit better than the rest of us. So there's your NASCAR news, which exciting, exciting stuff. Upcoming practices. Um, Bud, has Driver X got with you on next week's Sunday?
I don't think I know what next week's Sunday is.
Mine will be trucks at Daytona for a Daytona practice, since that'll be the last practice we can get in before there. So full settings for the truck, which is fixed tune, 50%. Uh, yeah, be pretty interesting.
And then Sunday, I believe we're going to have,
You mean tonight or next Sunday?
no, next Sunday. Tonight, I believe we are having the Xfinity at Indy, are we not?
I think so. I think
I
that's what
think,
he said.
I believe it is
So check
Xfinity at
out the
Indy.
website. I believe it's on there, everybody. Start time, all that good stuff. Full tune, by the way. Cup and Xfinity are full tune, where trucks and ARCA are fixed setups.
Yes, I
Alrighty.
am. I'm looking at the website now, and it is 7 p.m. Eastern. Xfinity at Indianapolis.
Cool, cool. Should be
Right.
exciting.
I think it will be. So we're anticipating a update coming soon, and I am unaware of what is in the lineup for the update. As far as I know, the only thing that I do know is the number selection will change, supposedly.
Um, I believe there's some aesthetic stuff to Sonoma. I'm thinking it's the Xfinity series. I don't know. And there's something else, and I don't know what that is either.
Well,
Things that really didn't grab my attention too much. But once again, visit the website at www.newvelocityracing.com and check out the website, register. Lots of upcoming stuff that's going to be added to the website. Keep up on your favorite drivers, so forth, so forth. If you're watching my channel, Bigddadysauce 53 Racing, please hit that like button and subscribe. It will help the channel out grow. Get all that news out there to everybody. Bud, the New Velocity YouTube.
oh yes, absolutely. Come on, check us out on the New Velocity Racing YouTube channel. We will be posting race events up on the channel. We have the podcast on the channel. I did a test yesterday while you were playing Call of Duty, and just to do a little test of the system here and trying to get things figured out. It's all new. I'm old, so it doesn't absorb as good. Anyway, so trying to get all of this tuned in. I'm still working on the audio aspect of this, and trying to get the chat audio to come across is my vexation at the moment. But I'll figure it out
Yeah, we're old
one
people.
way.
We don't get
Right.
technology so much. So as we
It's got
grow,
buttons.
yep, it's got buttons. Doesn't have any knobs and switches though. Add more toggles.
Put more quarters in it.
So
Let's see here.
anyway,
Yes, I did. I was looking at the update coming to the NASCAR 25, and it does say a refresh of the Sonoma Raceway, in addition to a Portland International Raceway as a free track. So apparently we're getting Portland as a track, and expanded online car customization. Any number will be allowed for greater player identity. Plus the fixes for bumper cam clipping, paint kit issues, and improved stability. So we'll see what we get there.
oh, I do like the stability part. That'd be nice.
Yes.
That'd be great. So if you're watching my stream on the background on the thing, you're watching one of our Gran Turismo NASCAR style races that we did at Daytona. The cool paint schemes that we are allowed to do over there and make our own and create and replicate and so forth. So just have that in the background while you're listening to us yap on.
And since I cannot share your screen while I am broadcasting on PlayStation, I just have the NASCAR start screen up.
So, all right. So I believe that's all our topics that we have for this Sunday morning. So we're going to go ahead and just open it up to chat and see how everybody's doing this morning and if they've got anything to go.
Good morning, everybody.
C-Man, are you with us?
Making
Duh.
coffee. There.
I'm
There, see?
I'm at Michigan.
We got Radical,
Oh, shit.
Driver X Gamer. Good morning, everybody.
Morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So, drivers, if you would, really quick, anything we missed, go ahead and fill us in on the information that you have.
Well, I'll start with the some NASCAR information. Kind of go back on a little bit with the chase format. Maybe got a little confused with some people with the wording, but with the 4-race format, there's still going to be a 10-race chase possibly, but instead of it being the 3-3, 3-1, it will be a 3-3 and 4 with possible up to 6 drivers for the final 4 races. But I've also heard possibly that there also might just be 8 races in the chase.
We'll all find out tomorrow, right?
Yep, we'll all find out tomorrow. We've already been confirmed that we're not getting a full points race season. They've already said it wouldn't appeal to the current fan base, which I agree with that. I can agree with that decision. Dodge, yes, is returning to NASCAR as well. They're starting with their Ram truck in the Truck Series, and they are supposed to be coming to the Cup Series either 2027 or 2028. They haven't revealed any teams that are interested, but there are a few guesses that could be interested. The first one would be RFK, considering Keselowski was the last one to get their championship back in 2012, so that's a pretty good affiliate right there, and a good team to start with. The other one would have been Richard Petty Motorsports, but since Johnson has it taken over now, that probably not the case. Other than that, it'll be small car teams. And also a side note and a little information, next season in the O'Reilly Part Series, there will be only one Ford manufactured car in the series.
Really?
Everyone else will be a Toyota or a Chevy.
A lot of folks have switched to Toyota. That
Man,
is
yes.
interesting.
What's up with that with only one Ford? What's going on there?
A lot of people are going to Chevy. A lot of people like the Chevy. A lot of people are liking the Toyotas. Ford's kind of fallen off, and I think the reason is because they're looking more towards their F1 series now. So they're taking it out of their more lower series, I feel like, and keeping it to their more top tier ones. Ford will still be in NASCAR, especially in the higher series, but also too, Ford's getting less and less. And with Stewart Haas leaving Ford, that is
Big.
that should be one of the biggest signs.
Yes.
With anyone that's in a Ford manufacturer.
That is
even though Stewart was originally with Chevy when he first started, so him going back to the team going back to Chevy isn't anything new. But it is surprising considering all the success they've had with the Fords and all that stuff. They've had success with both Ford and Chevy, so.
Yeah, lots of interesting news coming out in NASCAR.
Yep. I'm more interested in. I like the new schedule. Also, is pretty interesting. Switching up the races. They switched up the final race now. Instead of it being at Phoenix, it's back at Miami, where it should be.
Oh yeah, love that.
We got North Wilkesboro again as a full points race.
Well, in the NVR NASCAR, we have all of the finals are at Miami.
No, you don't.
Yep.
No, you don't. There is one at Daytona, and I think it's ARCA.
Is it now?
No, I think he's right. Yeah.
Let me look at the schedule. And you say ARCA. ARCA is Daytona.
Yes.
Every one of them are. All the others are Homestead, correct. ARCA is Daytona.
Yep.
That is correct. It's the
now
Head 100.
Now, is the Cup Series going to be at Wilkesboro? I thought it was just the other series that was going to be at North Wilkesboro.
Nope, Cup will be at Wilkesboro.
Okay.
It's going to be a 400-lap race.
Nice.
Yep. Dale Jr. is the reason why Wilkesboro is back in the schedule, though.
Yes, sir.
Dale Jr. has had a lot of say and a lot of sway, basically, these past few years with NASCAR, with his attendance, basically. He's helped get a lot of old tracks up to date. He helped a big significant amount with the NASCAR 25 game as well.
Speaking
I'll
of
tell you what, Dale Jr. has a lot of clout as far as his opinion. So when Junior speaks up, and he has other drivers and other owners that are,
the fan base.
Somewhat, yes, absolutely.
Yes.
The fan base that Junior's got reaches out and touches folks. And when you have that type of a following, your influence matters. I mean, to make the sport better, when you have an audience that is communicating with you and then have the same views and opinions as you, in reference to Dale Jr., what Dale Jr. comments about, NASCAR hears and then therefore reacts to. So I think that, the more they start listening to Junior, I mean, Junior's been a very, very boisterously verbal person regarding NASCAR and what they're doing and what's going on. And, it's not that he don't care, what they think. It's just a matter of him telling the truth. Junior doesn't bullshit around,
Well, he's in that middle-age group where he can attach to the older fans and the younger base.
Correct. Yes. Which I think is key to everything.
And another big voice in NASCAR right now, and unless you keep up with it, you probably won't know, but Mark Martin also has had a lot of sway in what NASCAR has been doing this whole past year. He has really spoken up because he's still involved in NASCAR in the background.
Oh, yes.
But just not as much as he wants to because he doesn't like where the sport's going. And that's where a lot of these old-time drivers are. And with them being around and them speaking up, it's helping NASCAR a little bit because now they're getting reactions from the fans. The NASCAR really hasn't had a lot of reaction from the fans because NASCAR really hasn't had a voice. For a little bit, the voice of NASCAR for a while was actually Bubba Wallace. For like 2 or 3 years. It was all surrounded by him because of all the stuff going on.
The drama.
All the drama going on around that time. And I think that right there, with all that Bubba Wallace drama, that really split NASCAR. That right there I feel like, really hurt NASCAR. And I think it was more in the wrong way because I think a lot of people had a bad view of what was going on, and I could say I had a bad view on it, but also too I still watched the sport. I still understood what was going on, but I didn't like what was going on as well. Which I'm not going to go too in depth in that because that's a talk I don't want to have.
Now, speaking of Mark Martin, he is about to start his new podcast, which is run through with Kenny Wallace into Dirty Mo, I believe. But he's going to be talking about all of old NASCAR. He's going to be doing the vintage NASCAR talks, the stories from his years and stuff, and so all the younger drivers or people that have missed out can get more insight of behind the scene type stuff of NASCAR of yesteryear, if you will.
Hmm.
So it'd be pretty interesting. I think everybody should check him out. Mark Martin, him and his son, what's his son's name again? Matt, I believe. I
Not
think it's
positive.
Matt. I think it's Matt.
I don't remember his
Him
son's
and
name either.
Matt, they're pretty smart, man. I'm telling you right now that Mark,
It is Matt Martin, yes.
yeah, yep. Hey, pretty smart. Just I love listening to Mark talk. I just he was the driver that never won a championship, but was always in the top. So Mr. Consistency, if you will.
Right, exactly.
Yep, he was close. He got a second place, and it was the season that he should have won for sure. But it was inconsistency and some penalties from NASCAR at the start of the race. I think it was the penalty from NASCAR that really ruined the season. I forgot what the penalty was, but I think it had to do something with his car.
Yeah, check out Mark Martin's stuff. I really dig that. Bud, do you have anything to discuss with the upcoming season that we're about to venture into?
Not at this time. I know that I have had some questions in regards to tire wear and race length. The Cup
Hmm.
Series is 100% full race. It is full tune, full race. Tire wear is, I believe, one.
Hmm.
And then the other series, I believe, are all 50% races.
Hmm.
And the tire wear, I believe, is two. Two
Hmm.
or three. I'm almost positive it's two. I'm sitting here without giving
Yes, it's
detail.
2.
It is two.
Now, something interesting that we've been noticing is when we do a 50% race, and let's say it just says 200 laps, it's not actually when we get into the race 200 laps. It's less than that. Am I right, X?
Some tracks have glitch laps. Not all tracks, but there
Okay.
are a few where if it says something, if it like Michigan's the biggest one that has an issue, it'll tell you're doing like 30 or something laps, but you're only doing like 20 or so. Um, so that'd be one thing to look at, or hopefully they fix by the time we start this.
Yeah, that could be in the
Which,
new updates coming too. Yeah.
yeah, I hope this update's good because we haven't had an update in about a month now.
Right.
Right.
So that definitely means they either been taking their time on this one or they've been slacking doing stuff, one or the other. Which
Well, there's been plenty of opinions and streamers expressing their thoughts and gamers and their wants.
Yeah.
So let's see if they listen. And because we do know that the viewing a race already in progress is coming, that is a definite fact. But when, we don't know. Now that is big in regards to the streamers aspect because you can view a race from a third party's perspective with the race already in progress and watch it and stream. And that will be or record it so for streaming later. That is greatly an anticipated update. I wish that will be in the next one. Unless they spring it on us with a surprise, that would be fantastic.
one thing I would like to see is it's a small one, but I like them to add a 75% option for a race.
Yes.
As well.
Yes, I agree. Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a small change, a small little thing, but I think that can make room. That can make a little more rooms because the difference between 50 and 100%
It's a
between the small series, it's not
It-
that bad because they're short. The races are short, but when it comes to the Cup Series, that's a giant gap. That's a difference of an hour and a half that you're adding to your
Exactly.
race.
Mhm.
You know, so I mean, that's just it's like we wanted. say we want to do 200 laps, so we go to Michigan and it says 200, but it gets out and it's 190 or it's 150. Okay, well we can go up a little bit more to get that 200 that we need, basically,
Right.
you know.
Well, I think in the Xfinity series, if 75% was added, we could do 100% in the Cup and 75% Xfinity, and then the two other series could be at 50%.
Yep.
Or so forth and so forth, depending on how many
And-
laps the actual track and the series allows. Yeah.
And I don't know there has been a little bit of talk about some of the races, the percentages. There was a little bit of talk of people were wanting the ARCA races or the lower series races to be longer because since they're shorter.
Mm-hmm.
But I told them basically the only one that can be lengthened is the ARCA race because we're doubling it up with the Xfinity and trucks on Saturday.
Correct.
So ARCA would be the only one that could possibly be switched if that would
And
be a
they're
if that would be
already
a
at
consideration.
50%. You know, with that statement
Yeah.
you made, wanting them 75%. Now that would be an ideal setting for the ARCA and the trucks.
Yeah.
So, it ought to be interesting to see what the new update will all entail when they drop it out.
Of course, you're going to have those that are going to be upset and bummed because they didn't get to what they wanted in the update. However, I think iRacing is getting their shit together and slowly giving it to us.
So one of the
They
things,
understand.
one of the things we really need to get to do, maybe next weekend or so forth, real soon, is we need to practice a qualifying day.
Yes. Yes.
We really need to get people in there and practice the qualifying so we know how to do it, what we're doing when we do it, and so on.
You're correct. Get everybody's, get the procedures down so
Yep.
we can get it all laid out. I don't see it to be a difficult task since we did it somewhat the same way in Gran Turismo 7. So I believe that
Well, we didn't
it'll be
have
done
to.
somewhat
We
the
didn't
same.
have to all pull out and then park somewhere and then go single.
Correct.
That's going to be the difficult part.
Correct. And on each track, it's going to be probably a different location. I'm not sure. I don't know how they operate it, but we'll get it figured out. We need to do some minor testing. We have a
I
couple
got some
weeks yet.
ideas I can throw you, bud. I'm in quite a few leagues right now, and a few of them do their qualifying differently.
Got you.
And
See,
I've
I
never
don't
had
want
any
people
issues.
running together. I think that is an unfair qualification. When you have multiple cars on the track at the same time qualifying to set times, because the draft matters, when it shouldn't on an individual's qualifying time.
Yeah, the pack drafting is annoying. But
That's
there's
the only
some
dislike I
tracks.
have.
Yeah, that's what's mostly been done, but also too, what a lot of drivers have also done is they'll pit as well to get away from the field or whatever, and to make sure that they have a clean run. And like I said, I've done a lot of qualifying sessions these past few weeks, and there hasn't been any issues with any of them, especially with the pack. But as single car, that's never been done before, and especially the main one that probably have the issues are obviously the short tracks.
Correct.
Trying to find a spot to sit, because you can't just sit in your pit box like you can in Gran Turismo 7, like you guys were
Correct.
saying. So that would definitely be the struggle bug for sure. But also too, if someone wrecks as well, does that person get to do his lap or whatnot?
Well, as we did in Gran Turismo, we got 3 laps. You had your hot lap and your 2 recorded laps. And if you could not go back to the pits once you started your qualification. And if you wrecked and hit the wall, you still have another lap. And if you didn't have another lap, then you were stuck with the quickest time you had. So that was how we did it then. It's pretty much how we're going to do it now.
Come on, iRacing, give us better online lobby so we can do all this stuff without.
Exactly.
Well, you gotta have the perspective too. What have we had in the past NASCAR races? A lot of people are trying to compare other racing
I
games
have
to
no
other ones
idea.
too
Yes,
much,
yes,
and which it's fine. I mean, it's what we're accustomed to. I mean, most of our lives have been Gran Turismo. Some has been a little bit of Gran Turismo and other games, but a lot of our majority is Gran Turismo. So that's what we're used to. And that's what we want.
right.
And it's okay, but you
We're
also
used to the
gotta,
Cadillac, but we're driving a
yeah,
Chevrolet.
exactly. We went from having doors open for us to us opening the doors for ourselves.
Right.
Correct.
It is their first
And
year, and they're learning and they're listening, and oh, they're gonna do things better, I'm sure. I don't think they truly expected the online community to be as big as it is. Um,
no, it was the numbers that they got was definitely not what they were expecting, and good for them. That's a good for them, but also too that puts a lot more stress on them because now they got more eyes and
mhm.
more opinions, and
More
they gotta
demands.
exactly and then too they gotta think of okay, what's going to be more realistic for these guys, what's gonna make it cost effective for them, and what also is going to make it cost effective for me because I gotta buy this game. So the more I ask, the more I'm going to have to spend to get this game. So how much am I willing to spend for a game to get more of what I want, and what can I basically equal out to? What
Well,
what what can we
also
agree
too,
on?
not taking away from their computer
The-
platform,
Yep.
the CP platform versus the console platform.
Yeah.
I mean, they did make the statement that, granted this is a console platform and they're not going to put the resources into the console platform as much as they do
The PC.
the PC side of things, which on the PC I've noticed that, they didn't concentrate real hard on the graphics. They said they wanted more realism with the drive of the car.
Yeah. And the one thing that though that I have heard through all three of these games is the driving is the only thing that is actually the same between all three uh, consoles, between the PlayStation, the Xbox, and the
Right.
PC. The only difference though is the PC. It's more crisp, and the lighting is a little bit more realistic. The console, it's a little bit dusty, foggy, whatever you want to say, but the driving is the one thing that I liked hearing is that it's all the same. There's some YouTubers out there who went through and played all three versions to see what the difference is, and they all said that the driving is exactly the same.
Okay.
All you can run all the same setups on every car from between each console.
And the
So,
handle's exactly the same, yeah.
yep. So that
Well, at
so
least
that right
that's a
there,
consistency, yeah.
That says something.
exactly. Yeah, that right there was the main thing, because obviously with us having now laser scan tracks, that's
Hmm.
not as much of a mess up when you're doing between all the different consoles and everything. Everyone's going to be the same but yeah, when it was a thermal, that's a little different. That's going to feel different on certain consoles.
Mark said PC also has weather conditions. Mark, we're talking about NASCAR 25, the game, not iRacing. So NASCAR 25, the one we play on the console, is also available on the PC. So what X is saying is the same game NASCAR 25 being Xbox, PlayStation, and PC, not iRacing, the other iRacing, is the driving and everything is all identical.
And we do have sort of like weather and all that stuff on the NASCAR game for the consoles, but the thing is, you have to run stages in order to get it. If you don't run stages, it's a set temp and weather and everything. You
See,
have to get
that I
that.
did
You have to
not
get the.
know.
Yep, to get the time progression, you have to run stages.
Aha.
See, that's new information to me. I did not know that.
Yeah, we're
Yep.
learning as we go.
I guess so. You can
So,
teach an old dog new tricks sometimes. And I know we are not running stages in this season of any of the
right.
series.
It's our first year out. We need to crawl before we walk.
Oh,
So,
absolutely. This is just basically the first test season for
mhm.
the NASCAR 25 and get the feeling of everything, see how everything goes. There will be ups and downs. No, not many rule changes I don't see coming, but however, it'll be more fine tuning aspects than anything.
So in other news, just so everybody knows, my Packers got their butt kicked in a second half.
How
We
about them
blew
Bears?
blew the
Boy,
damn lead. Oh man, I called it with a buddy of mine. We were watching it, and it's just I was like, I got a really bad feeling. I think they're just gonna blow this thing, and that just talk about a massive fall apart.
I tell you what, I was at my buddy's place watching the game, and Bears kick a field goal. They couldn't quite get the touchdown, so they kick a field goal. It was 0-3. And I thought, oh, I should give Chad some shit. He's like, no, you better hold off. I'm like, okay. So we proceed to watch the game further, and lo and behold, Packers scored a touchdown, so it's 7-3. Then they score again, and then they score again. I'm thinking, oh shit. He's like, yeah, you better not give Bigddadysauce any shit. He says,
Uh
I unplugged my mic.
oh.
He said, you better not give Felipe any crap. He said, because I don't think it's going to go that way. So we're watching the game, and I'm thinking, yeah, they're not going to make it back. So I leave. I come home, and a little while later, I get a text. He's telling me that the Bears are winning. I'm like, oh, bull. So I turned the game on, and sure enough, the Bears are winning. I'm thinking, oh, my goodness. And I was going to send you a message last night, but I didn't. I was just going to give you a whole bunch of crap. It was a good game, though. I'm telling you, man.
Shouldn't have been. No, well,
Oh,
it's football. I don't hang my.
It's the oldest rivalry in football.
Mm-hmm. But it almost looked like. Never mind. I'm not gonna. I'll keep that
Also-
one myself.
also something I forgot to touch back on is Sauce was talking about next week's race for Sunday, and he mentioned what he was doing for Saturday. We'll keep that trend, except for we will do ARCA at Talladega. It will be a super speedway weekend.
Yep. It's our final practice weekend before the season starts. I believe February 1st, if I'm right. We got the
Yes.
duels. So
And
anybody,
that will set the field for the Daytona 500 opener.
yeah. So again, anybody listening out there, get registered, get in there, join us.
Absolutely.
Even if you don't run a full season, even if you just want to hit the super speedways or something you're more comfortable with, if you're not comfortable with the short tracks or the road course that's in some of the series, at least register and get some time on track with us. We're an open community. Get out there, get some help. Get racing with us in these practice races or the races throughout the week. People are willing to help. Get to know us. That's the big part. Get to know us.
Absolutely.
Don't be shy.
That's right. If you need help, with settings on your wheel setup for the game or car setups on tracks, we have no problem helping folk out. We want people to race. Nobody here is shy with what kind of setups they have. I mean, we would rather have competition than less people. I mean, the more the merrier. We're all a helping community. That's what we do.
And again, we have driving levels. Some are better than others, and so forth, and some are better at other tracks than others. It's okay. We don't pick on anybody. We don't look down on anybody. Uh, Everybody has different driving skill levels. It's just the
Absolutely.
way it works. But it's just a game.
We're all striving to get better.
To have fun.
Absolutely.
Kill a little time.
That's the big thing. I mean, I'll be honest. I'm not the greatest. I run the league. It's my league, but I'm not the greatest. I get beat all the time, but I have fun. That's the whole biggest goal. I want to laugh, enjoy the camaraderie, the company, and race and have fun.
Get to know people. Everybody's
Yes.
from all different walks of life, and everybody does different things, and it's cool to just have that one little tiny common interest that we have. Racing is anybody can race. I mean, anybody can race when you put a little bit of time and effort into it. You can be competitive.
Whether you're on a controller or on a wheel. And we have guys on both aspects. We have guys on several different wheels. We have Fanatec, we have Logitech, we have Thrustmaster. So we have an assortment.
And the other part of it is we don't look down on anybody. That's bad community. That makes a bad community. We don't look down.
No, not at all. Everybody has to start from the bottom. Everybody does.
So if you
and
finish
people
first,
grow it different ways.
Yeah, if you finish first, you finish in the middle, you finish last, you're there. You're with us.
Yeah, you're not judging.
We're not judging.
Not at all.
So feel free to join us. Come on out, hang out, do some stuff.
In the Lone Star Velocity Garage, we have one spot remaining on the ARCA series.
In Pegasus, we have one spot open in the Xfinity series.
And the Martian Landers team is full.
All across the board.
All across the board.
Very nice. And just so that people understand, just because you're running in a garage under a series, like let's just say the Cup Series. Well, you were just using an example. It could be any of this series. But in the Cup Series, if you're under a garage and you can only have 3 cars under one garage per series, and you're running there, it doesn't mean you can't hit a race in another series or run solo. You can, like my Pegasus, I'm only running Cup and Truck. I will hit some Xfinity races and I will hit some ARCA races. I will be running solo, and it just to have some fun and hit the tracks that I like. And
but the thing is, a major thing is register your number.
Yes, you must register
beforehand.
Your number. Yes.
So if you're only going to run, if you're wanting to run Cup, and only a few of the other series, still register your number to secure your ride. Because if you do not register your number and think that, I'll just show up and race, that is not going to happen.
Yeah, you got to register. That way we have you on the docket, and your number, you're not duplicating somebody else's number or some other ride.
Even though you may not be racing for points, points are still accumulated. Data is still accumulated. Therefore, we need registration information, just like any other event. In real life, you still got to register and acquire that number for that series. I mean, 1 through 99 is plenty of over the numbers, really.
Oh yeah. So yeah, come out, join us, hang out with us, get to know us, learn.
Come on down. The water's fine.
Have some fun.
Indubitably.
And another big thing is what earns the most respect is a clean driver.
Mm-hmm.
If you finish, let's say there's 25 cars on the track and you finish 23rd, but you ran a clean race, that is more respected than somebody who was out there bouncing off of everything, trying to win the race.
overdriving the car.
Yeah, it's
I know you wanting to push it, but one thing that I did the last night is, and I saw you do the exact same thing, is dropping back to the back, just following along, kind of paying attention, watching, following lines, just following for a while because 400 lap race. I mean, I
mhm.
understand wanting to get to the front, but if you're maintaining yourself and be consistent, follow somebody. You might learn something. You might learn a line. You might learn, oh shit, my car grips right here. When I'm off the throttle, better than on the throttle,
On the
or
second
vice versa.
longest run, on the second longest run we had last night, I led that run.
Hmm.
On the other ones, I was either mid pack or in the back,
Correct.
but I was just gaining information. That's all I was doing.
Correct. That's
Whether
the
my car
whole
was
deal.
in a
You have
pack,
399 laps to gather knowledge on a 400 lap race.
make your
All that
adjustments in the
knowledge,
pit. Yep.
correct. All that knowledge that you gather in that 399 laps hopefully puts you in that position for your 400 lap victory or advancement. Because I did notice that when you started leading that, you and Urpel were up front. And once that thing started going, that longer run, the field spread out more so on that longer run, which gave teams more chance to work together, and you could see how it, the fuel didn't really play a part in last night's race. It was more the tires.
Well, it was interesting to notice that some of the cars in the runs that we did have, like you said, you develop a
I developed a
tighting,
push.
a
Yes,
push. Yeah, I got loose, and it came out of nowhere for me.
I saw
I
you
was,
go around a couple times
yeah,
right
yeah,
there at
and
the
yeah,
flyover.
yeah, it was. I'd come out of a turn, and I was hitting those turns because it was all by myself basically, and that I just lost it, and it throttled me. I was like, wait, what? And my tire pressures or my tire wear wasn't really that far down. I think it was at 89% still left tire. It should not have done that. But
I
I'm
didn't
thinking,
notice a change until 84%.
yeah, and I had to throw a bunch of wedge at it, and then it drove like it did before, for the most part.
One observation that I will say when I came back after leaving, uh, I could tell the main issue with Charlotte was people were improperly driving the track, which was improperly giving them information on their setup. Charlotte is not a flat out track. Doesn't matter
Mm-mm.
if it's the
No.
first lap, the
No.
second lap, or whatever. You cannot do flat out.
Mm-mm.
That track is too bumpy for these cars. Um, and that's what I was seeing. I was seeing a lot of drivers trying to keep up, and they were just keeping the throttle in instead of letting the car settle. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's where a lot of the issue comes in with people trying to figure out setups. Also, is it's not that they don't know how to tune, but also too they're not driving the track properly. And I've even caught myself to where I thought I had a pretty good tune, but it was trash, and but it was because I was driving the track improperly.
Yeah,
So,
what I was doing is when you got fresh tires, I was able to let out going into three at that big line that goes across and
yeah.
let the car settle in and then pick up the throttle through the turn. But as my tire wear went, I had to let off more and more before that line
Yep.
to let that car set.
Yep.
And I think
'Cause-
for some guys, what's discerning is when you're off the throttle and you're rolling through that corner, waiting for your acceleration point, but yet you see that guy that just whizzed right by you as you're off the throttle rolling in that corner, but yet he whizzed by you. That is to some guys is discerning to see that guy pass them like that. Even if it's on the outside or inside, and they're wanting to get back to the throttle because they're anticipating, oh God, I can't let him get by me. And so it's that right there, if they were just impatient, do what they're doing. Don't worry about that car because, hey, that car may pass you now, but if you're consistent and maintain what you're doing, you may pass them very well down later.
Yeah, if we can
It's
get long green runs, tire wear will be a factor, meaning your setup is going to play a role.
100%.
And those changes uh, versus fat track condition, it's just that's why we do these practices. We're learning. That was a learning experience for me last night. Is how my car just went totally south.
Correct.
So
And I was asked that if cautions got out of hand, what would be the recourse? Well, that's a good question. Uh, the only thing I could think of, the only answer to that would be to turn them off. But you can't do that during the middle of a race. So
well, you
that would have
can't
to
do it in the middle of a race. No.
so that would have to be set for the next race.
I would. My thing is, and it does get frustrating. Don't get me wrong, it does. If you're having a good race, you got a good setup for the track, and you put the time in, the effort, and cautions start happening left and right and so forth. The one thing we really do have to remember is this is season one, first
Uh-huh.
attempt. It just it's good.
Everybody has learned the data the same.
Well, no, I don't believe they have because I don't believe some people put in enough time.
Some people don't care enough. Some people are waiting for the
Right.
handouts.
Right,
That's
exactly.
True.
But it's the first, we did have a couple of people that said that they did put in a couple of hours of trying to tune it and they just couldn't get a grasp on it. And but again, during the season, maybe that couple of hours before the race is not what you should be doing. During the week, you need to get on for an hour, and then another few more days later, jump right back at it, and so forth and so forth. You have a whole week to tune for that race. The
I have a
schedule is
thing
out.
that I would. This is a little idea that I would like to do. I would like to, a couple times during the week, do like a tuning, not a tuning school,
Just put
but
up a
like,
practice lobby, yeah.
well, yeah, put up a practice lobby, but help guys out, who are driving that want help in tuning their car. Say, for instance, say we're doing Bristol, okay, and the guys can't rotate; they're pushing up. Try to help them figure out how to adjust their car to get their action that they want. Have a few of
Well,
us guys in the lobby. I mean, X is a good tuner. We have so many good tuners. There are some guys that kind of know how to tune, and there are some guys that just absolutely don't know jack shit.
well,
So, I mean,
there is, on that aspect, there is a tool that is put in Discord that shows you how you should be tuning your car based on what it is doing.
I was using that yesterday and it helped a lot.
and I would like
So,
to put that access to that tool
on the
in.
website.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
Now, the other aspect of that is exactly what X had brought up just a few minutes ago. You got to learn to drive the track properly.
Correct.
You have to learn where
That's
to let off
key.
and how to pick up the throttle and so on and so on. And it's not just if you're the only car out there. You need to know what it does on the high side and the low side. Because when you're in traffic, your car is going to handle different. If you're set up to run on the low side and somebody gets underneath you on a straightaway, what are you going to do on the high side?
Correct.
Are you going to push it? Or are you going to... Me, if you're not set up for that, let them pass you.
Yep.
Fall right in right behind them and get that low line back.
See, another thing, little things that people forget: race your race. Don't, cars will pass you. That's to be expected. But in
That's
a
racing.
400 lap race, that's it. But in a 400 lap race, and you're midway through the race, you're nowhere near in position or nowhere near ready to make that pounce. So just ride your ride, maintain. I mean, if it's little key secrets, little bits of information.
Here's
You
the other.
ride behind somebody, you
Yeah.
save fuel
Here's the
because
other
you're not
biggest
always
point.
on the throttle hard.
I can't stress this enough. If you're running in third place, and I'm just using or fourth place or fifth place, doesn't matter, and somebody's faster than you, let them have it. There's
Mhm.
a season. You're gaining points. I would rather finish fourth and get as many points as I can and just let that guy win that. I'll get him at the next track, maybe.
Mhm.
Get those points and move to the next week. If you're wrecking because you're trying to win the race or hit second and you're wrecking and you're losing, you're not getting the points you should deserve if you were in fourth or fifth or whatever. Run it
Bite your
clean,
tongue.
grab your
Yep.
points, take your little knock, if you will, blah, 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 and head to the next track. The points accumulate over the season, not just for one race.
That's it.
Get your ego, check it at the door, and move on.
There's been so many races that I was content to run third, fourth, fifth, and just, if you finish consistently in those positions, you're going to finish up there in the points, possibly win a championship.
Well, I believe last year in our Gran Turismo NASCAR, we had somebody win the championship in the ARCA series that just was consistency. I think they may have won one race out of the whole thing.
Mhm.
So it's not about winning the races, it's about the consistency to get the points to win the championship.
Absolutely.
So learn the track, get your tune, know what your car's gonna do, high, low, medium, handle in traffic, and take your lumps. You're gonna have good weekends and bad weekends. It's just the
Well,
way it's gonna
it's
be.
just like in real life NASCAR, not all drivers are great on every track.
No,
There's some guys that are dominant on some and they suck balls on others.
well, I'll admit, in the truck series, for example, I run pretty damn good at North Wilkesboro in the truck. But when we go to Lucas Oil Field or Lucas Oil, whatever the hell it's called, Race
Hmm.
Parkway, or
Hmm.
whatever the hell, I'm not all that great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Watkins Glen.
Well, that's a road course.
Hey, Bud,
Yes, sir.
how would how do you feel about talking about that idea I brought to you the other day, right now?
Yes. Go ahead.
So I came up with an idea, and it entitles with Bud's League. I was wanting to do kind of like an all-star half-season race, but it would be a paid race. I would throw up the money, and I think the best way that we could do it is we would split up the field from odds and evens, basically two separate races. Um, each race would just be a $50 PSN card. But also, if anyone else wants to add money to on top of that, they can. Um, whether it be, I think we talked about it had to be like $10 increments though, because they don't do $10 or $5 PSN cards or whatever.
Right.
Correct.
But I like that idea. Just bring everyone together, and it's kind of like a shits and giggles type thing. We'll have to definitely be a little more flat-footed on the rules and a little bit more strict of what's okay and not, because
Hmm.
I don't want to see people getting greedy over $50 or whatever for a
Yeah.
PlayStation card. Whatever. This is for fun. It's the middle of the season. This is kind of like how the NASCAR does their All-Star race. We're here just to get extra laps in.
Right.
And but that was the idea that I had. Like I said, I'll throw up the money for both races and everything, and it won't be you don't know who's going to be in each race, because you don't know what the points are going to be at that half point.
Right.
So there's not going to be any favoritism in each of the races. It's like you got all fast guys in one, and then and all this and that. No, I think it'll be a good race. The only thing that we'll have to sit down and think about is what track would be best, and what series do we want to do it in.
Right.
I think Cup would probably be the best option because they're the only one that does the All-Star race.
Hmm.
And maybe even do it at Charlotte. Maybe do a like they used to do, Charlotte All-Star race, or switch it around because that's what they're doing every year now. They're switching the All-Star race to a different track. Like this year, it's at Dover. So
Interesting. Yeah, I think that's something
I
to
like
talk
it.
about. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think we need to get more opinions from folks and see what they think, and make this worthwhile.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a good little change of pace and a little incentive race.
yep.
Now, I'm a poet and don't know it. My feet are long fellows and show it.
All right. So we're closing in on the end of the podcast here. Any little tidbits? How about them sponsors there, Bud?
Oh yes, you got to thank our sponsors, Unique Waterworks LLC. Thank you, Ronnie. August 5 Designs, Eastside Engine Works, and Dragon Magic Productions. We thank y'all very much.
Yes, we do.
And
All right.
speaking of, with New Velocity's sweep of the TGR Cup, we are about to put in the order for the T-shirts for that series.
Cool.
Those
Looking
orders will
forward to
be
seeing
coming out.
those. Yay.
Yes, those will be nice. Nice, they're really nice.
All right, everybody, make sure to hit up that website at www.newvelocityracing.com. Get all your information, register, get your numbers. Once you register, you can get your numbers off. Check out NVR on the website. Also check out New Velocity Racing on YouTube. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button there.
Like, share, and
Stay
subscribe.
stay tuned to all the coffee with Bud and Big Daddy Sauce and any races that'll be streamed and any other kind of events, both GT7, NASCAR 25, and anything else that might pop up in there, special events and so on. Big Daddy Sauce 53 Racing on YouTube. Also hit that like and subscribe button. Stay tuned for more content. I'm streaming a little Call of Duty Warzone here and there just to get a little different content on there, but nothing major. But we appreciate all of you for tuning in, listening, checking out the podcast, and again, feel free to join the chats, both live on PlayStation. Join us in there, or we are watching the chats as we stream. And comment back when we get a time in a moment and answer your questions. And hope everybody had a great Sunday.
And until next week, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Drop Big Daddy Sauce, myself, a line on YouTube or PlayStation, or on the website. Come on down.
Till next weekend, we'll see
Until
y'all
next
then.
weekend, everybody, y'all take care. Drive safe. Race safe.